The Emmys are back and better than ever, featuring a lineup of strong nominees that promises a night of unforgettable moments. And to top it off, father-son duo Dan and Eugene Levy are your hosts, so you know the banter will be top-notch.
Lower all expectations and plan to be pleasantly surprised.
Now you might be thinking, didn't we already have the Emmys this year? Well, you're not wrong.
Did you know that in the 75-year history of the Emmys, this will be the first time ever there have been 2 Emmy Award shows in the same calendar year?
The Emmys you're thinking of were the 2023 ones, which got delayed. Why? Well, back in May, the Writers Guild of America kicked off their strike, and by July, the actors from SAG-AFTRA joined the picket lines. Basically, production came to a screeching halt, and even the Emmys couldn't escape the chaos.
SAG-AFTRA's national board unanimously voted to issue a strike order against the studios and streamers.
Their demands were no joke either. Better pay, fair residuals for all that streaming we're doing, protection against AI, because robots aren't writing our favorite shows just yet, and overall, better working conditions. Totally reasonable, if you ask me.
Very much in support of all the unions, and I'm a part of SAG, so I would absolutely stand by that.
Fast forward to the end of July, and Fox had to postpone the Emmys. The WGA finally ended its strike on September 27th, while SAG-AFTRA got their deal in November. So by the time everyone was back to work, the 2023 Emmys rolled around in January 2024, only a tiny bit behind schedule. But hey, better late than never, right? Now, the 75th Emmys were all about honoring TV shows from June 2022 to May 2023. Succession and The Bear tied for the most wins of the night with 6 each. Beef wasn't far behind, scooping up 5 awards.
Succession received 27 nominations this year and a total overall of 75. The show holds this year's top spot with the most Emmy nominations.
But let's talk about some history-making moments, shall we? Ali Wong became the first woman of Asian descent to win for a lead role in a comedy series thanks to her killer performance in Beef.
Do you have any idea who you just fucked with? Huh?
And Quinta Brunson? She won Best Actress in a comedy for Abbott Elementary, making her the first black woman to win in that category in over 40 years. The last person to win it was Isabel Sanford for The Jeffersons back in 1981.
I love making Abbott Elementary so much, and I am so happy to be able to live my dream and act out comedy.
That brings us to this Sunday's 76th Emmy Awards. This time, we're looking at shows that aired between June 2023 and May 2024, and this year's nominees are making history again. FX is dominating with Shōgun, earning 25 nominations. It's set in feudal Japan and based on a real-life friendship between a Japanese ruler and an English samurai. Sounds intense, right?
Do not be fooled by our politeness. Our vows are made of rituals. Death is in our air.
The Bear is back too, racking up 23 nominations after breaking records at the 2023 Emmys with the most comedy nods in a single year. They've already snagged 7 awards at the Primetime Creative Arts Emmys last week, so don't be surprised if they clean up again. Other heavy hitters this year? The Crown with 18 nominations, as well as Fallout and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, both with 16 nominations.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
And speaking of breaking records, Selena Gomez made history as the most nominated Latina producer in Emmy history for her work on Only Murders in the Building. She's also up for her first acting nomination, Double Honor.
I'm really grateful to be recognized, so yeah, it's exciting.
Joining her from the same show, the legendary Meryl Streep, a 6-time nominee, snagged her first ever nomination in a comedy category for her unforgettable role.
For the love.
Only Murders is definitely bringing the heat this year. Then we have Lily Gladstone and Kaylee Rice, who made history as the first Indigenous women to ever earn Emmy nominations for acting, a huge win for representation. Gladstone, of Blackfeet and Nimipu descent, and Rice, a Two-Spirit actor with roots in the Sikanki Wampanoag tribe in Cabo Verde, Africa, are both breaking barriers. Gladstone even gave Rice a heartfelt shout-out on X, saying, "So grateful to be on this ride with you, sis." How sweet of her.
From her nation in Blackfeet, where I'm from, Our origin story is that we came from the stars. We came from Sky Woman, who fell to Earth and created everything for us, and then when we pass away, we return to the stars.
And the appreciation for Indigenous talent didn't stop there. Reservation Dogs finally got its long overdue recognition, with Canada's Defera Wunatai earning one of the show's 4 nominations in its final season. He's now the first actor of Indigenous descent to get a nod in his category. At just 22, he's already inspiring the next generation, telling Elle, if you're interested in acting, give it a shot. You can change your life just like I did.
I never thought I could actually do it or be on a stage like here.
This year, the Emmys really stepped up in recognizing Indigenous actors, and the barriers keep breaking with Nava Mao, a trans Latina actor who's making history with her role in Baby Reindeer. Her powerful performance in the real-life story of Richard Gadd's stalking experience marks the first time a Latina trans actor has been nominated in her category. As Mao said, when trans people are given the opportunity, we will grow beyond any expectation. Now let's not forget about the comedic legend Carol Burnett, who at 91 is now the oldest woman to be nominated for an Emmy. 7-time winner and still crushing it. What a legend.
When your name's called, I've always been surprised.
Really?
Yeah, which I think is good. Rather than saying, oh, I think I'm gonna get it, and then be disappointed. It's always a happy surprise.
Lastly, let's give a shout out to screenwriter and director Issa Lopez for her groundbreaking nominations with True Detective. Hailing from Mexico City, Lopez has been in the game for a while, but now she's getting the recognition she deserves, earning a spot as the first Latina ever nominated for directing. My heart is singing, Lopez shared on Instagram, celebrating the show's 19 nominations.
Making this series was an absolute daily pleasure.
So, with all this excitement, I want to know, what were your favorite shows this year? Who are you rooting for to take home an Emmy? And let's be real, was there a show you loved that totally got snubbed? Share your thoughts in the comments.